Let us go ahead now and talk about the various LLM providers. Now you know which frameworks to use, but which large language model, which brain to use for your system is that what we will talk about. So previously what we have understood that, hey, we can make AI agents. And we also know that to make these AI agents, we will have to give them a brain. Okay. What is that brain called? The brain of the AI agent is called LLM. Okay. Now, brains differ from, person to person and agent to agent. For example, me being a, 40-year-old person, I will have a more developed brain than someone who is 19-year-old, right? And a 19-year-old person will have the most latest kind of thinking rather than me being a 40-year-old person. So brain differs from person to person and agent to agent. Now, the better brain you want, the more you will have to pay for it. All right. So now we are talking about the brains. We are talking about the large language models. Okay. Whenever you want to make an AI agent, you will have to give it a brain. And to give it a brain, you have multiple choices that which brain we can use, which is the most smarter brain for my system, which is the best suited brain for my system. You have to literally take and configure the brain. All right. So now we are talking about it. So various kind of what the topic we are talking about is various LLM providers, which are those market leaders which gives us to use the brains that, hey, take this brain and make a system out of it. So we have two kinds of people. One, we have APIs, and one we have open source. Open source means for free. And secondly, we have APIs, which means, let me tell you what API is. See, for API means, we all know that there is an organization, OpenAI, and they have made a GPT model 4.5. Now it is ready. It is working on their system. Okay, it is ready. What if we want to use it? Can we use it? Okay, they are already providing us to use it on their website. Okay, onto their own server. But if we want to use it, how can we use it? We can use something called as API. Okay, API stands for Application Programming Interface. So this means to use this application to make an application. For example, I want to make an AI application using this GPT 4.5. What GPT 4.5 will do is they will say that, hey, use this key ABC. Just use this password to access our system. And when you enter your password correctly, you will be able to use this 4.5 brain. This is what this is, API, which means an organization. Let us say AWS is a cloud organization. AWS also has their own AI agent. If you want to use the AI agent made by AWS, you will go ahead and pay some subscription. AWS will give you a password or a key, API key, that, hey, use this API key, and once you enter this API key, you will be able to use the brain into your system, right? So a functionality is already been made. If you want to access that functionality into our application, we use something called as API, Application Programming Interface. So we want to program our application and we are using an interface from someone else. Okay. So this is what API is. You will understand better in the coming times, but let us talk about this. So API ways, right? When we talk about the free source, of course, free has its own limitations. When you want to use the free source, open source, you should have a good high power computer system. Your computer should be very powerful. You should have a good GPU, good processing power, right? And who all gives you this way of open source models, open source brain? One is Hugging Face. Okay. Hugging Face is an organization which helps you to use your use free brains. Let me search that for you. Hugging Face. Okay. See, Hugging Face, the AI community building the future. It is the biggest, most open source community. You can use any model. See, Google model, Moonshot, NVIDIA. Take this model, You can literally go here and download the model from here. See, they will have something called as weights. Somewhere they will have it. You can just literally download them and you can use it. Okay, but you should have a good computer system for that. Second one is Ollama. Okay, Ollama, amazing, best resource. I really love Ollama. So using Ollama, I had made my private agent. So let me show you Ollama. And why was I able to make it? Because I have a good computer configuration. Check this out, Ollama. Easiest way to build with open models. See, Ollama, you can check their models. It offers us a lot of models with different sizes. See, these are all the models you can explore. Okay, and how can you explore? You can just take this, copy it, read about the model, tell me about this model, and see, it will tell you about this model. You can read about architecture and all. You don't have to go here, but you will understand that it is developed by Moonshot. Okay, Moonshot is some organization, and you can go to their website and then you can read more exploration. I'm trying to tell you everything you want to explore about agentic AI space. The latest information will always and always be available on website. All right. So Hugging Face and Ollama are the free sources, but the constraint is you will have to, have a good computer configuration. Then we are going for API sources. API sources. API sources are also of two types. One is public and one is private. So private AI agents, private brains, who are the market leaders. When you're using any cloud service, okay, when you're using any cloud service, the global market leaders in current cloud industry is, let me tell you, first one is AWS, Amazon Web Services. Amazon gives you something called as Amazon Bedrock. So just how OpenAI gives you ChatGPT, Amazon gives you AWS Bedrock. Bedrock is the name of their AI agent, the brain which we want to use. Second one is GCP. GCP is another cloud, Google Cloud platform, and Google Cloud platforms offers us their AI agent whose name is Vertex AI. What I'm trying to tell you, I'm telling you different names of the different services by different organizations. Third one, we have Azure. Okay, Azure is made by, again, Microsoft, and the kind of AI agent is it provides is Foundry. Azure Foundry. So these are the private sources where you can get your AI agents from. These are very highly reliable, very costly, and very highly reliable. We can trust them, very secure. And when do we use them? Whenever we are making a system on top of our cloud, that is when we use these kind of services, right? Secondly, we have a direct source, right? First we had public and private. In private, we had a cloud source. Now we are talking about public. How can we use the models? How can we use the brains which are publicly available for the people to use? Okay, so the direct sources, the three market leaders are OpenAI, so which means ChatGPT. Second is Google. So Google Gemini. I think I should write the names. OpenAI, so GPT, Google Gemini, and all these models have their different variants. And the third, currently the most amazing framework going on, is Claude. Claude also has different models. Claude is currently leading the market space like anything. Claude is the best brain which you guys can use, right? So these are the direct providers and these are the paid providers. Gemini gives you a free trial. OpenAI does not give you a free trial. Claude does not give you a free trial. You have to, go towards the paid plan only. Then we have something interesting called as aggregators. I will talk about aggregators. I will show you. We have the most famous aggregator is Groq, and it is free. I will show you Groq right now. Check this out. Okay. So see, I will go to something called as Groq, Groq, Groq.com. Okay. Now what is Groq? Groq helps us to use the brains initially for free. Okay, so every time we will be developing this, our AI agents, we will be using Groq, because Groq gives us generous free tires. Let us go to start building Groq, and we can see all the models it provides us. So see, when I go to playground, these are all the models which Groq provides us. Okay, and we will do this right now. It will be amazing. We will do this task right now. These are all the models provided by Groq. Many models, OpenAI model, Whisper Large, all for free. We can use all of them for free. See, Alibaba Group, Canopy Labs, all for free. Let us talk about another source, OpenRouter. Okay, OpenRouter is another source. Now, what is model aggregator basically? An organization, a public service which gives us a list of models all at one place. They have aggregated all the models at one place. That is what model aggregator is, right? Now, if I go to this another place called as OpenRouter. OpenRouter is an aggregator, and OpenRouter also helps us to use many models. See, these are all the models which we can use in the free tier only. And we can also leverage OpenRouter. So for AutoGen, we use OpenRouter. For LangChain, we use Groq, because LangChain works with Groq and AutoGen works with OpenRouter. So different solutions also we have to know, right? OpenRouter. And thirdly, we have LiteLLM. LiteLLM is also a aggregator. Okay, I can search that for you. See, LiteLLM. On LiteLLM also, you can check all their models and everything. It has 40k stars and a lot of things. Okay, now let us do an amazing task. Okay, I will be sharing a link, this link. Okay, and what we will do is we will use it on our own ends. You all can use it on your own ends. Okay, I will be providing this link. So this is the link. And now we will understand the concept of API as well, right? Let me show you first and then you can do it. Okay, let me show you first. So see, if you want to use this HR policy assistant, enter your Groq API key. Okay, and once you enter your Groq API key, you can also use this AI agent. Now what I will do, I will search in front of you. I will go to Groq and I will search Groq API key. When I search this Groq API key, I will get API keys. I will have to log in on Groq. Once I log in on Groq, I can create an API key, HR agent. I can just simply create an API key. I will have an option over there itself. I can submit it and I will get an API key. Check this out. Okay. See, I got an API key. If I copy this API key and go to my HR policy agent, and in this sidebar, I paste my API key and press enter, my agent will be started. See, my agent will be started. And I will be able to see all the data and I can chat with my agent like, who are you? And it will tell us who it is. So yeah, that was all about the various kind of LLM providers we have. Okay, we have APIs and open source. For open source, we need good computer configuration. Then when we talk about API, you saw how I created an API key. I went to the website. So in order to use the Groq models, I will have to access their API key. Once I get their API key, I can use it in my software. Okay, so public and private API keys. Private are clouds, AWS, GCP and Azure. And public are direct and aggregators. Direct are paid ones, so we did not go for that. And one of the aggregators, we went ahead with Groq, because Groq is the fastest and gives us generous free tires, very good free tire. And then we used Groq aggregator. If you also see in this, you can switch between different Groq models. See, you can switch between different Groq models from here, chat models. See, different models I have given you. So please try it out and let me know. And that was it, people. Now you know what are AI agents, the difference between single and multiple AI agents, different frameworks involved in making these AI agentic systems, and lastly, which brain to choose for our AI agent systems, right? So I hope you really enjoyed these videos, and see you soon in the upcoming videos.